Hello friends! Today we're making s'mores macarons. They're filled with toasted marshmallow frosting and milk chocolate ganache. The shells are dipped in chocolate and topped with graham cracker crumbs. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up button and also subscribe because I post macaron videos every week. Begin by placing 100 grams of egg whites on top of a double boiler with barely simmering water. Add 100 grams of granulated sugar and whisk for a couple of minutes until the sugar has completely melted. You can test if the sugar has melted by touching some of the syrup, and if you don't feel any sugar granules between your fingers, you can remove it from the heat. And then immediately start whipping the syrup with an electric mixer. Begin by whisking on low and then gradually increase the speed. Finish at high speed until you achieve stiff peaks. Time whipping will vary from the mixer you're using and the speed that you're using. It can take anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes. So here's what we're looking for. We're looking for peaks that are shooting straight up. Now let's add the pre-measured dry ingredients to the meringue. You're going to need 96 grams of almond flour, 75 grams of powdered sugar, and 14 grams of cocoa powder. You can pre-sift the ingredients or you can just sift them right into the meringue like I'm doing here. And also you can add a few drops of brown food coloring to help enhance the color. And then begin folding the batter with a spatula. This process right here is called the macaronage. A lot of people ask me how long to fold the batter, and that depends. I don't count how many folds I do, and it really varies from batch to batch. It depends on the consistency of the meringue, on the brands of almond flour and powdered sugar that you're using, and how you're folding. So let's look for the specific signs that will tell us when the macaronage should be done. So pick up some batter with a spatula and try to draw a few figure eights with the flowing batter. If you're able to do this without the batter breaking up, that means that the batter might be done. And even if the batter breaks up at the end, it still continues to flow effortlessly but slowly off the spatula, it means that the batter is ready. At this point, transfer the batter to the piping bag. I use a 1/2 inch diameter piping tip to pipe the macarons. Pipe 1.5 inch circles on the silicone mat or parchment paper. Hold the bag at a 90-degree angle over the center of a circle template and apply equal gentle pressure for about 3 seconds, and at the end pull up the bag in a quick swirl motion. Bang the trays against the counter to release air bubbles, and use a toothpick to pop any remaining air bubbles. Let the macarons rest for 20 to 40 minutes depending on how humid the day is, until they feel dry to the touch. Then bake one tray at a time at 325 Fahrenheit for 15 to 20 minutes. Now let's make the fillings for the macarons. First we're going to make the ganache. To make the ganache, you can use chocolate bars or chocolate chips. If you're using chocolate bars, make sure to chop it very finely. Pour the hot heavy cream over the chocolate and let it sit for a minute, and then whisk until completely melted. Let the chocolate cool down completely before using. Melt 3 ounces of chocolate and dip the top shells of the macarons in the chocolate and sprinkle the top with graham cracker crumbs, and then let the shells dry completely. To make the meringue frosting, mix the sugar, egg whites, salt, and cream of tartar in a bowl over a double boiler with barely simmering water. Whisk the mixture until the sugar has melted and a thermometer reads 140 Fahrenheit. This will ensure that the egg whites are safe to be consumed. Then immediately remove from the double boiler and whip the syrup with an electric mixer for about 5 minutes until stiff peaks form. Then add the vanilla and mix to combine. Remember that the meringue frosting has to be piped immediately after being made, because as it sits it will begin to lose air and flatten, but once piped it will stay nicely for a few days. Pipe a ring of marshmallow frosting around the edges of the bottom shells. I'm using a 1/2 inch diameter piping tip. You can use a torch to toast the marshmallow frosting. Then pipe the ganache filling in the middle of the shells. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Check out my website Pies and Tacos for the full recipe and for over 70 macaron ideas and flavors. Also subscribe to my channel as I post new macaron videos every week. Thanks for watching.